Welcome back, Fig here. Today I'm going to show you a few redstone things I did, including this portcullis behind me that actually works. And then in the next video, I'll probably go over some of the aesthetics and some of the things we've been busy building. Me, Taco Tuesday 2, and Large Long Trousers. So the next video will probably be with the two of them, if I can get them all at the same time, and we can, just record and have a good time checking out everything. But today we're going to check out some redstone. When the player starts the escape room, they start right in front of the chapel here. And they're down in this lower ward, and they can kind of go around and explore, and they can't go up into the upper ward because there's a portcullis here and it's closed. So the player needs to somehow discover how to open the staircase that's hidden in the chapel, go down and through the catacombs, and then when they do, they come out in the castle up here, and then they can come out to the upper ward. And I want the player at that point to be able to open the portcullis from the inside. That way they can easily go back and forth without having to ever go back to the catacombs. So at this point they'll be able to explore upper ward, lower ward, castle, all that without having to go back into the deep labyrinth of the thing. So here's a lever. Boom boom. It's kind of loud. But you can open and close it. So this is actually pretty simple. Here's what it looks like. It's just a double piston extender, which I've showed you before. We use it for hidden staircases and stuff like that. And the gravel obviously falls due to gravity, so you just have the fence posts and the lightning rod on top of that. And when this double piston extender pushes up, this gravel block will get pushed up to here, pushing whatever's above it. And then whenever they retract, the gravel will drop back to where it belongs. And then up here, we have another double piston extender just to push it down. So I'm going to show you how to build this real quick. It's real easy. So at the bottom here, we have two sticky pistons, and then your gravel will go right on top of that. You need a repeater at full delay right there. That's where your button will go. Take an observer and put it on top of here. Again, you crouch to place something on top of that. Then you can place a block, and that's it. Now we can put the lightning rod there with the fence of whatever kind we want here, and if we push this, boop, boop, it goes up. Now the part for going down, we don't want this to be a sticky piston because we don't want it to grab that fence post. I don't believe it would, but just in case, I'd just go ahead and use a regular piston. So here we're going to have a sticky piston because it needs to pull the other piston back, and then this is a regular piston right here. We will do a block here with the observer plate facing down. Oops. There we go. With the repeater at full delay there, and then we need the button here. Boom. Easy as that. So it works going up, and it works going down. And so all we've got is this lever here is hooked up to a rising edge detector and a falling edge detector. It actually does both. So whenever it rises, it powers the bottom half of the circuit, and whenever the observer is pulled back because they turn off the lever, then the falling edge detector will send the signal up through those redstone torches through this little tower here. You can kind of see it here. Boop. And then it goes into there. And I have all the redstone covered up so the player can't see it. And if I replace this grass here, yeah, looks like nothing. What is this? Why do I have a... Oh, right. I destroyed stuff trying to find how to be able to show you guys this. But anyway, that's how it works. You flick the lever, and there's a little bit of delay on that one because it has to go through those redstone torches going up. But yeah, pretty cool, pretty easy. The other things I wanted to show you were down in the catacombs. So currently I have all of the puzzles solved and everything, so I can just walk through it really easily and decorate stuff. But as you recall, you go through the chapel, church, whatever you want to call it, come down here. Everything is textured. It looks a lot better. You still got that water drip. Added some lights. Got these little blood spots, which are obviously just redstone dust, that kind of lead the player along. One small thing, if you ever decorate with mushrooms, be prepared to have a lot of them, because I put like 2 down and then they just spread like crazy. But anyway, yeah, so I might have overdone it on the decorations down here, but I kind of changed up the flooring and tried to make it look like maybe there was some bones, and it just was uneven and just a mess. There's spider webs everywhere. There's like little roots hanging out of the ceiling. You know, skulls around on pikes and stuff like that. Dead bushes. Just all sorts of... all sorts of stuff. Then this part, when you're coming up here, you're doing... Ooh, yeah, this is a great thing I'm going to be using. These pointed dripstone. To make stalagmites and stalactites in a larger cave section down here when I get to that. Haven't built that yet. And then... yeah, when you're coming across here doing the parkour, you'll see this. So I try to make it look like this big pile of bones. I don't know. I think it looks really messy. I'm not, you know, super happy with it, but it's better than being boring. So, you know, maybe I'll fix it up later, or maybe I'll just ignore it. But you come up here, and as you come in this room, you have 2 doors you could go through. So if you're following the blood trail, you're going to see that it comes in here, leads over here, and then just kind of ends. And there's nothing here, nothing you can do. So kind of boring. Don't know what to do here. Let's go check out the other direction. So come into this tiny little room, nothing here. Come over here. Again, a pretty boring room, and the only thing in it besides a spider web is a button. Push the button. Ah, the room's shrinking. Player may freak out and run out. Not sure what people will do. We'll have to play test it. But if they come back over here, you can see something's changed here. And what happened was this wall slid over. So you can kind of see this, these here, which I wanted to make it look like it was, the wall was kind of sliding and grinding there. And then you can see there's something here. So maybe we need to go push that button again. Again, I haven't play tested this, so I need to see what a player would kind of think in this situation. But they need to come back up here and push that button again to make the wall move even more. And then they can get through here. Okay. And then that leads out here into this room, where you can see the center room. And then let's look at the redstone behind the scenes. So we'll go ahead and reset it, which is done by doing that. Do this, and you can see in here, everything's back to the way it was. There we go. So, the way this works is with some double piston extenders. So we've got the walls here, which just need to be powered. So on the first go of it, when you push the button for the first time, you know, the power comes out through here, it goes up here. This is that little locking repeater thing I've shown before. So as soon as it gets signal, it stays locked on. That'll power these pistons, which push the ceiling down 1 block, and then they stay down until we reset it. And pushing this button, it just resets, you know, it unlocks this repeater, allowing no signal to go through, and, you know, turning off the signal. So, and this also leads over to here, where we've got another locking one. Anyway, that's how you reset that part, and then obviously we need to pull the wall back, which doesn't happen automatically. But anyway, yeah, all this just pushes the ceiling down, and then this also comes over here and does 2 things. So one redstone goes over here, and the other one goes here. So this one, what it does is it powers these 2 rows, whatever, of pistons. So basically it would do that, pushing the wall out 1 block. And then whenever the button is pushed again, let's see, the redstone comes over here to this AND gate. And this AND gate, as long as this part is on, when the button is pushed, it'll go and do the next part. But when you first push the button, the redstone has a delay getting through here to here. So the button turns off the signal before this gets up there. So this AND gate only operates if they've already pushed the button once. And then comes out of here into a locker again. We want to lock the signal on once they've pushed it a second time. And what that does is that'll power here. You can, yeah, that, because it's there, will power that. But it also extends these pistons, which, as you can see in here, puts the wall all the way up where we want it. Theoretically, you could have the wall move more if you had, like, you know, a third piston on there, but that would be slightly more complicated. And just with the amount of room I had and everything, I figured 2 is good enough. So the way to fix this, you unpower that, then you've got to power this, and then essentially to reset this part, these sticky pistons need to reach out and grab those blocks. So the way I have that working is a row of observers. So these observers are here, and then you can't see it. You can see it on this, you know, the observers up top get the signal from the ones next to them that they're watching, and then this one is watching that one. So as soon as that changes its power state, this one outputs signal here. So because the pistons move, you know, like the piston is there or the piston is here, you've got to have something that can power here, here, and here at various points. So what I have here is just a repeater that leads to nothing. All it does is by right-clicking this, it changes the state, which makes the observer output the signal, and all of those go and grab the blocks. So that's how it resets. So it's a pretty basic thing of just a double piston extender. You've got these locking things and an AND gate. So this is all stuff I've shown before, that if you were, you know, trying to do something like this, you could probably figure it out just by playing with the stuff that that you probably know now. And over here, we have the exact opposite. You can see I have redstone torches. So these are constantly powered and extended until they push that button. So this redstone that comes over here, that's what that does, is it turns off that torch, unextending those, allowing the wall to essentially move. So you can see it's not really the same wall, but it kind of has that effect of, it seems like it's a giant wall that's sliding over. And yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty easy. Here's sort of a little example we've got going on here. So double piston extender, you power that, the thing's been moved over. When you want it to come back, you do this, and then by changing this, it grabs that. So that's the basic concept. Let's see, I got a reset. Cool. So let's go back out here. After you've solved that, and you come into this room, then you're going to come out here. I don't have anything here yet, need to figure out what goes there, but then you'll come over into this room. And I'll need to have like a chest or something, probably, you know, here as you're going in. That gives you a bow and arrow. Then you walk into this room, and you've got water you can fall down into. There's not much going on besides target blocks and lights. Yeah, when you fall down, there's a ladder there so you can get back up. Shouldn't be too hard not to fall down. Anyway, so you might start shooting at stuff, and you'll get, you know, no light, and you'll get a negative noise. So clearly, this is not the order. Okay, that lights up, you get a positive noise. Let's try another one. Okay, that turns off and we get a negative noise. So clearly that's not the order. So let's do that. Whoops, shot the wrong thing. There we go. Again, wrong. So if you do it in the right order, boom, and pistons open up all this stuff, and we can go through, bada bing, and then obviously I don't have this part yet. So the behind the scenes of this, it's actually not too bad. Basically what happens is you need this first one to go. So I have this orange wool. There's the target block. Let's see if I can. So a target block, when hit, will output a signal based on the accuracy, I believe. So if I do like here, you can see it lit up to there. But if you hit right in the center, it lights up a lot. So you can have it where they have to be a little more accurate, but right now I just want it to where if they hit it at all, you know, I don't want them to be sitting there trying to struggle with it forever. I just want them to get the right order. So if they hit it at all, it lights up because you have a repeater here. Oh, I'll leave that there. So whatever signal comes out, even the tiniest amount, we hit it right in the corner, still it's going to output a signal. So that's what that's what I wanted it to do. So that comes out again into this locking repeater situation, so that it locks on because they've solved it. This will, where's the lamp? Ah, the lamp's right down there. So the lamp turns on, and then this right here does the little jingle, or the one note, and I just have one on each of them, and it, you know, has a raising note. And then this is just taking the signal up here, and it goes over to the next one they're supposed to hit. So what this does is, as long as that first one's been hit, this piston pushes this calcite block over and changes which one it's in front of. So whenever the button here is, or the target here is hit, it'll lock it on, it'll put the signal through here, and then these repeaters here are going to put the signal through the block, whichever one it's at. So by moving that block back and forth, we can have basically an if-else kind of situation. So like, in this case, the block is pushed out here, so that means they've pushed the, you know, the one we have marked orange. So if orange is pushed and yellow gets pushed, then we go through and it's a success. It does the positive jingle right over there. It lights up the lamp there, and the signal continues on so that the next one can be pressed as well. If, however, they hadn't pressed the first one, this calcite block would be right there, and when the signal goes through there, you can see it goes to this this red wool. So this red wool is our failure state. So the signal from all three of these, the ones that aren't the first one, if you hit them in the wrong order, the signal will come through here, come back here. It powers right here, which resets this locking circuit, just as we saw earlier. And then signal comes back here, and it resets this locking circuit there, but also plays this little failure tune here. So yeah, gold blocks make a nice sound. Wood makes a sound. So yeah, that's basically what you got. By the piston moving, it changes whether or not they're ready to hit that one or not. So the yellow comes out here. Same thing here. Maybe this is easier to see. There you've got your target block outputting power. This little circuit here is what locks the signal on. Powering these, the repeaters are going to push the power through, either to the fail state or to the success state, which feeds into, firstly, the success noise, but then the light, and also through the noise, you can see it comes over here, and puts the next one in the state where it can succeed rather than powering the failure. Yeah, so it's just sort of a repeated circuit. It's all hooked together. I used color wool to try to make it a little clearer what's going on. Obviously I have redstone here, so that was the reason why this has to do this weird stuff. I could do the redstone different and make this normal, but you know, I thought this was kind of fun. And then, yeah, I guess the only other part is these pistons which stick out, but that's not too fancy. You've got pistons down there that were retracted. You've got repeaters feeding from the purple line, because the purple is the last one to be hit. So as long as it's hit in the success state right there, then boop, 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 play the success noise, light up the lamp, come over here, through here, and power the white wool, which is the the success thing. So it unpowers this torch, retracting these blocks so that you actually can get through there, and it extends these blocks so that there's a pathway. Oh, I fell. And if you fall, there's water, there's a ladder. I'm actually going to put a ladder on both sides because that would be annoying to have to go all the way around. Originally, I didn't want to have one here because I wasn't sure if any blocks were going to move and affect that. It's kind of like this other room back here. What's the best way to get to it? This room here. I originally tried to decorate it a little more, so I put up some of that rooted dirt stuff hanging from the ceiling and some spider webs around. But the problem was, as the wall pushes over, it destroys any of the decorations. And so I don't want to have something where I have to redecorate it after use. And the other thing about all these decorations is they're fine in rooms like this. This is literally just a room you walk through. There's nothing to get distracted from. It doesn't matter. It just needs to look cool. You come over here, you can see in there. I didn't put that mushroom there. It just grows. And in here, this is just sort of a travel through room. It could be decorated as much as I want, but when you come to a room that's actually a puzzle room, such as this, I found that putting rooted dirt and spider webs and everything everywhere was a little distracting from the puzzle itself. So in puzzle rooms, I'm going to keep it minimal on the decorations. If I can get away with some, with it looking alright, I might, but in general, the puzzle rooms like this are just going to be, just the puzzle itself. I don't want the player to be confused by what matters and what doesn't. Yeah, and this is also really easy to reset because it's all powered by everything being correct and locking on. So all I have to do is reset all of the locking circuits here, which is exactly what the red wire does. So if I come over here and I push this, it'll play all the failure sounds. It'll unlock all of these. It'll, take the power away from that, closing that, retracting that. So just by hitting that one button, this entire room is reset, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So I think that's about it for what I have to show you today. You can see there's this texturing thing, so I'll talk about that a little more in the next video, and some of the aesthetic choices we made. Yeah. So there's a lot of cool buildings I'd like to show you. So yeah, then this episode was all redstone, and the next episode is going to be all building, no redstone. You can let me know which one you like better. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.